I was bullied throughout high school, but heavily in my junior year, physically, emotionally, and cyberbullied. So it's very close to my heart and something that I really need to change.
You're dealing with stressors in school, stressors in athletic activities. A lot of teens have jobs and so forth, and so they're constantly being stressed. So some of these teens will either act out on other teens and kind of put pressure on them or lash out against them. And I think the teens that receive this are undergoing a tremendous amount of stress too, and they don't have an appropriate outlet to let go of the stress or to get some support or intervention.
It started because I had dated a young man who had apparently not told a girl that they were done dating, and I was not aware of that, and so she was very angry about that, and so she decided to make my life as miserable as possible. I thought for a long time that I did deserve it because the bulliers will make you feel that way. They will make you feel like everything is your fault, all their problems are your fault, and all your problems are your fault.
My inspiration for creating Empower You as a resource for teens and young adults and really anybody struggling with challenges in their life came from my own 3 teenagers dealing with being bullied in their own schools and trying to help them navigate through that. Broke my heart. I'm a mom.
In the United States, there are 5,400 children every single day that attempt suicide. That's one child every 16 seconds. And a lot of this stems from problems in their environment, problems in school, bullying, etc.
One of my daughter's best friends made a 4th attempt at committing suicide this past spring. And I felt like it was my responsibility to, and I don't know why, because I was already overwhelmed in my own life with being a mom of 5 kids, and it breaks my heart to hear of kids going through hard times. I knew that I was supposed to do something. I just felt it. I knew that this was probably my calling. Not probably, it was. It's my calling. It's my calling in life, is to make a difference in this way.
I was bullied physically, I was bullied verbally, emotionally, and cyberbullied. There's so many ways to bully a person and harass them. It can be sexually, it can be cyberbullying, it can be physical, verbal, mental, anything possible to get that person down about themselves. A child will do. I had gotten really depressed and very anxious. I had anxiety, I had depression, and ultimately I was planning on committing suicide.
In surveys of teens, high school teens, a lot of teachers don't even know how to handle this appropriately. There's a lot of teachers that kind of look the other way. In fact, in a recent survey that was done, only 4% of teachers actually intervened when they witnessed bullying.
This is why Empower You is such a great thing, because it's just not that 90 minutes. It's a lifestyle change. It's the connection through internet-based and web-based programs and social media, events, summer programs, workshops. There's so many different avenues that Empower You is trying to touch and reach on, that they're able not just to do, hey, I'm here, look at me, I'm great, you know, listen to me.
We connect on so many levels as teenagers, and then especially as teenagers that are getting ready to graduate, getting ready to go to college, and getting ready to move on to life. And a lot of teenagers and young adults feel that there's no one there that understands them. So to have someone that can say, I went through what you're going through, and I've moved past it, and you can too, and here's how. That is how they get through, and that is how you connect.
As these problems continue to manifest and they escalate, they get bigger and bigger as they go, that leads to the suicidal behaviors, that leads to substance abuse, that leads to cutting, that leads to things that are very maladaptive, and it's simply because these kids don't have a safe, healthy outlet for their frustrations.
We are trying to create this safe haven for these kids, bringing them all together and having them participate in activities that are uplifting, inspiring, motivating, giving them something to look forward to. And we're doing that through events, teen dances, physical, athletic events, seminars, workshops, inspiring music, and testimonies from other kids that have been through challenges in their lives and that have overcome and are willing to share those experiences so that these kids can understand that they're not alone.
My role, I get to connect with the teenagers and bring them to events and bring them to the help that they need, and these people that work with me and work with Empower You are just phenomenal people that work so hard every day. Any signs that the child is being bullied would include sleep habits changing, eating habits changing, grades falling, attendance falling, their social interaction changing. A lot of times the victim will be more withdrawn from people and not want to even go to like church activities, school activities, or family activities because they just don't want to have anything to do with people, as well as the bullies themselves. Bullies themselves will have changes in their social interaction, and they will be more withdrawn from their family, especially because they don't want to open up about what is going on with them and what they're doing at school. This
is a growing problem. Bullying and teen suicide is on the rise. In Utah specifically, Utah is number 10 on the charts in the country for the number of suicide completions. And that's disturbing. We also need to recognize that what's going to fix the problem is by getting to these kids and providing them the resources that they need to change themselves from the inside out. Our goal at Empower You is to help kids to dig deep down and realize their potential, and that they are here for a reason. They have something to offer their families, their friends, their communities. There's a reason to live.
As children are thinking of reporting the bullying and what's going on, they need to remember, where would you rather be? Would you rather continue through the pain that you're going through, or would you rather have it get better? Because I promise you it will get better. There won't be any ramifications to you. You're not ever in trouble, and it'll just get better from here, so please tell someone.
I'd have to say the Empower You message is that no matter where you're from, your background, your history, what you've gone through in the past, what you're going to go through in the future, as long as you understand and know your self-worth, you're not going to tear down somebody else's self-worth. You're not going to make somebody else feel worse about their situation when you feel crappy about yours, because you're going to feel empowered. You're going to try to lift people up, and that's what this organization is doing, is lifting people up to make them feel powerful.
Empower You is about stepping in before this becomes a problem, getting to the hearts and souls of these kids and helping to inspire them, motivate them, really help them to discover their worth and their potential and what their capacity is. There's a reason they're here, and a lot of them don't realize that. They don't believe it themselves. They've heard so much garbage in their lives, and people telling them that they are a certain way, or maybe it comes from their brothers and sisters or their parents. But they've heard it for so long that they start to believe it themselves. And Empower You is about trying to help reverse that and really getting to the bottom of letting these kids know you're worth more than gold. You don't realize this, but you have great potential.